Well, joining me to delve into the details of the riveting case are former prosecutor Lonnie Coombs, court TV reporter Benny Politan, and Joseph Scott Morgan, Distinguished Scholar of Applied Forensics at Jacksonville State University, and the host of Body Bags with Joseph Scott Morgan, a podcast that really delves into these things that we're talking about a lot. They have all been following every dramatic moment of the trial, up to and including a bomb threat. So this has got it all. Lonnie, let me start with you. As a prosecutor, I've been watching this and I've been shocked that they aren't going right at the murder charges and the evidence to support that. They seem to be talking about things that are off point. What do you think?
I agree with you 100%. As a prosecutor, I am actually watching this every day, gavel, gavel, and I am screaming at the TV so many times saying, you're getting lost in the weeds. You're going into all of these financial crimes. You're going into other things. You're not laying out the evidence about the murder, and you're giving all of this evidence, but you're not connecting the dots for the jury. And remember, this jury doesn't have notebooks. They can't be taking notes. Like, I'm taking notes, and then I'm making timelines and figuring it all out to see what all this evidence means. The prosecution has not been doing that. And I think that the defense is going to say, look, you heard a great financial crimes trial, but we're here to talk about a murder case. And where's the evidence of the murder case?
Yeah, they can assassinate his character, make him seem like he's not trustworthy, that he's manipulative, that he's been jerking clients around. But there's a big jump from that to going and shooting your wife and son to death out in a field. That's a big jump. And if even one juror is sitting there saying, they must be spending a lot of time talking about that because they don't have good proof about this, that alone can equal reasonable doubt.
Absolutely. And that's why the defense opening statement was so strong, because they just came out and they described how brutal and graphic this murder was. And they said, and they want you to think that this loving father and husband did that because he had some financial issues. That's a huge leap to make, and it's going to be hard for some jurors to make that without more evidence.
Now, Joseph, let me ask you something. When I've looked at what I can find in terms of the record here, have they worked the forensics on this hard enough? We know that he changed clothes at some point. Did they go to the house? Did they lock it off as a crime scene? Did they take drains apart? Did they scrub walls in the showers? Did they do everything that you would do as a forensics expert?
No, and no, they didn't. We're not just talking about fluid, all right? We're actually talking about tissue here. Right. Famously, Paul's head was completely blown apart, to put it frankly. So when you think about somebody doing a cleanup job on themselves, what's the closest place he could have gone to? Well, the home on Moselle. This is where this occurs. If you're going to go in there as a crime scene investigator, you want to go into these areas and not just, and we've got somebody saying they just kind of went in and took a cursory look. You want to go into these locations, take apart drain traps. You want to look around these little edges for little particulate areas of tissue, blood deposition. That wasn't done. And this is the most likely spot where he could have cleaned himself. We've got almost an hour, over an hour, Ben, I think, relative to the 911 call. And so that's a huge gap of time.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.